Don't say we have a problem, but it doesn't matter, make a new best friend. And the only problem is we like having a good time. Forget your self-help and your programs. I'm only taking 12 steps towards the door. The only famous where everybody knows your name. Just pour a drink for me. It's
Hello, good evening, Love Wrestling community. Welcome to another episode of Between Two Beards. I am JPJ, that is Pluggo John, and we have a special guest joining us throughout the whole show this evening, the great Mr. Josh Robinson. How are we doing, friend? How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, we are very excited. Once we were able to work this out, I know John and I were very excited. We're like, oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be a good time. So,
and when he said he was available for the whole show,
too, it was like, nice.
Open up his checkbook, Spencer.
Yeah.
It's about to go down.
Yeah. Hello, Spencer. How are we, friend? And all the beards. Yes, staying true to always. John, how are we doing, my friend?
Doing well. I mean, yesterday was a rough day for the wrestling community, but we're here. We're here to have some fun. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Josh Robinson on. I'm super psyched. So enough about me. I'm doing fine. Josh, how are you, sir?
I'm great. I have no complaints. Just had my morning coffee. It is, of course, the morning here. Yeah. Had a couple of drinks last night. So, hey, I'm all right, though.
Yeah.
few of them cider boys. Is that what I was hearing?
Mm-hmm. Pear cider is my drink.
Pear,
of choice.
my favorite
Yes.
fruit. Pear is my favorite fruit.
Okay.
My favorite. It's the only real alcoholic drink that I really like is pear cider. I don't really like alcohol that much. I don't like the taste of it. Not because I just don't like the taste of it, but that tastes good. And it's a bit dangerous because you're like, whoa, let's go.
Yeah, it's very you can get in trouble drinking those things. All right, so but let's get the we had a special last night, obviously. I love Wrestling Reacts on the releases. But since we have Josh here, obviously let's get the kind of the bummer stuff out of the way so we can have all the fun stuff for the rest of the show. But what were your opinions? I know it was a big list. All of them had something special in them. But what were the one or two that stuck out to you? And just in general, how'd you feel when you heard that news yesterday?
I don't mean to sound disrespectful at all, but it's just like I'm honestly just like it's more expected than not expected at this point. So I'm kind of just like I read it and obviously I was like, oh, that's not good. But I was like, okay, like it's just another day. Yeah. It's suck. I love, everyone knows I love WWE. I love the talent of WWE. Don't get me wrong, I understand there's problems, but I love the talent within it. But it's almost like when you leave, I get more excited for the things they'll do out of wrestling because they're so limited in what they can do outside of WWE in WWE. So I'm like, oh, now they can appear on blah, 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 X, Y, or Z's show, or they can do a podcast, or they can do a Twitch stream, or, all the third-party stuff that they're not allowed to do. So I almost selfishly get more excited when they leave just so I can see them in other aspects. And wrestling-wise, it's like they can go somewhere else and do what they love to do. So, but, to probably the most surprising one, I think, is Braun, just for the fact that he was 2 weeks ago was in a WWE title match. It's like, okay. Yeah. But Ruby is the one that I'm really like, she had so much talent and she was so different just aesthetically. If you just look at her visually, she's so different to literally anybody else in the company. So, and the Riot Squad were a tight, and I'm just like, okay, you have I don't know. There was just a lot of like this, like head scratching doing. And I'm just like, what's your motive here? I don't understand, but yeah.
And I think that's the part of it that is the most it doesn't make sense, and it's just like you said, it's puzzling.
Honestly, not to interrupt you, but is it meant to make sense to us?
Yeah, probably not, I guess.
Not defending it at all because the people are losing their jobs, but is it meant to make sense to us? We don't know what happens behind those calls. We really don't. Yeah. But is there more going on? Well, there's obviously more going on than what we know. We're just three people that watch it. You know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Hello, Don. Thank you for joining. I will butcher that name. So I will say from Ontario. Thank you for joining. And then Joe says, Corgan says he wants Ruby in the NWA. which Mighty Joe did think that would be the destination when we did dive into that last night. I mean, if I'm anybody, I want Ruby. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want Ruby Riott?
Yeah.
You know, she's great in the ring. Early on, when she was kind of the heel and they let her cut some promo, she can talk. She's a good promo. And like we talked about last night, she seemed very beloved. She was the one that I think I saw the most on social media from the other wrestlers or performers, and even just backstage people. Like, they were like heartbroken that
I noticed that too.
wasn't there. So, you know, I feel like if you're any company, she's someone that you need, you know, if you can bolster your female roster, and like you said, Josh, aesthetically, she has a very unique look. She doesn't look like anybody else either, you know? And yeah, I think it's a home run wherever it's a home run where a lot of these people, like Aleister Black's not going to have any trouble going anywhere either, you know? Or
I don't think any of these talent
Buddy
will,
Murphy,
by the way.
Yeah.
None of the talent will have any place of finding a place to call home.
Yeah.
A lot of love for Lana, by the way. Lana improved leaps and bounds.
Oh my God, yeah.
Probably one of the most improved performers in the last few years in just terms of like heart, passion, and you can just tell like each time she went out there, she was genuinely trying and had a passion for obviously what she was doing.
She made a pandemic crowd, which is non-existent, sympathetic for her.
Yeah.
Right? Like with nobody there, she was getting sympathy. And she did everything.
She made herself an underdog.
She made herself an underdog. She did everything those people asked for. And by all accounts, she's working hard to get better, because I think she's one of those that was in touch with the fan base and was like, yeah, they don't think I'm that great, so let me work on it, get better, get over. And they just kick you to the curb. Just because you didn't get over because it wasn't Vince's idea or Bruce Pritchard's idea, they're just like, see ya. But good, good on them. Like Josh, I think that's a really excellent point about, getting to see them now do other things that they probably love to do. Like, look at like Matt Cardona, for instance. He's doing his podcast on his own. He just wrote something for Fightful Matt. So he's doing all these things that we're seeing come out and that's just one example that I have, but I'm sure there's many others that are doing their thing on Twitch streams and all sorts of stuff. So it's exciting to see what they're going to come up with. And I know Ruby has the podcast that she was doing, or a YouTube channel that she was doing for a while. And I don't know if it got shut down because of the third party thing, but I'd like to see that, come back up. If it's not still going on, don't quote me on that.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes it as much of a bummer as it is. I think that's what makes it not as bad nowadays is there are a lot of other avenues. And even just when you're talking strictly about wrestling, like Josh said at the beginning, there are other places for them to go. That this comment by Big Ben is angry says, all of those talents are probably going to wind up stoked about getting fired. They'll all make more money if they hustle. They'll have better matches, control their schedule, control their merch, control their content output and creativity. Now they have the eyes because of where they came from. Exciting time for them. I would agree. And I think that's why, it stinks that anybody loses their job. And you talk about it and you're like, man, this is a bummer. Like, it's just out of nowhere, all that. But I think Ben is right. And like we've said, like, they're going to be fine. And we know they're going to be fine, And I think that's why it's not as sad as like, oh man, like, we're never, it's not like we're never going to see these people again. Like, they're going to be able to go and do what they do, what we love to see them do, Yeah. It's just,
that
part
might be
of the business, right?
Serious conversation we've had on the show.
Far. Well, sometimes you gotta hit the hard topics. You
do. Sometimes we go from throwing stuff to pulling hearts.
All right, but let's cheer it up a little bit. Josh, I know you have something coming out this weekend that you are very excited for. So I will let you go, kind of explain what it is. I know you announced it on Twitter the other day. It's going to be with Spencer. So I'll let you kind of dive in, explain what it is, and then we can kind of go from there and chat about it.
Yeah. So obviously it's Pride Month, and it's my first Pride Month personally where I'm openly out. It's coming up to a year since I came out. So, I always am waving that rainbow flag. I always make it very clear and very obvious that I am a part of this community. I am an openly gay man. I don't think it's something that you should have to hide. It's just something you're very proud of, especially in wrestling when it can get, listen, I'll talk about it on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, wherever that is in the world. Just do a little, it's in the morning on Monday for me, but just wherever you are in the world, do a little time zone calculator thing on Google and you'll find out. But it's 8 p.m. Eastern time. Spencer's gonna, I trust Spence. Spence is a good dude. Y'all can vouch for Spencer as well. Everyone here on Love Wrestling can vouch for Spencer. And he's going to host a little hour-long conversation just about what it's like to be openly out in this kind of environment, because wrestling historically has had some, I guess, inclusion issues, I guess could be the way, not just for gay men, for many across the board, whether it's race, whatever it may be, sexuality, gender, that's just how wrestling is historically. It's changing. I'd like to talk about that a little bit more and just talk about my kind of experience with making content in that time, because I haven't had it easy like anybody else. I'm not saying I'm worse in any other spot than anybody else, but I get slurs thrown at me all the time. It's just a part of my life now and what that's like, because I don't think sometimes people understand what that is actually like to be in. You get kind of categorized as this person, and I'm just like, no, I'm Josh, but you know, that's just a part of who I am. But yeah, me and Spencer are gonna have a chat on Love Wrestling, open and honest. It'll be a completely safe space. It's not gonna be a place where you have to worry about saying the right things or anything like that. It's just gonna be an open conversation where anyone that has questions about this, it's the place to ask, because I'm very, very open about the fact, and I like talking about it. I think, especially in Pride Month, I think we should be doing this all the time. I don't think it should be just in the month of June, but obviously there's more eyes on it in the month of June. So as the, I can pretty confidently say, as the only person on Love Wrestling who is openly out or is, you know, whatever, I think it's important to highlight that. Not me as a person, I just mean highlight the fact that we're inclusive, and I don't think we should be creating barriers just because of race, religion, sexuality, whatever it may be. So yeah, that's what we're doing on Sunday.
That's an awesome idea, dude. Breaking down those barriers. That's what this stuff, I'm assuming what you're trying to do is help, you know, break down the walls. Maybe for some people that aren't, you know, familiar with what it's like, and opening the eyes and, you know, changing some opinions. It's a great thing, man. I think that's going to be an awesome time.
Yeah, and I think with you and Spencer behind it, you two are both great people, and I think
that's why I chose Spence. I went to Spencer for that reason, is because I trust Spencer. He's not here to exploit anything. He's just here to ask questions and just guide the conversation. That's what Spencer's kind of here for. And I think it's also really important. Some people won't agree with me. Some people will. That it's important to highlight people that are straight, openly having conversations with gay people or trans people or whatever it may be, because I think it's important to normalize that, because there seems to be this weird conversation lately where it's like, it's not normal for a straight man and a gay man to be friends. And I'm like, I don't get that. So we're going to touch on all of that.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds like it'll be a very, very good talk, and it will kind of, I'm looking forward to it.
It'll all tie into wrestling, by the way. It's all everything is wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is professional wrestling, so don't worry.
Yeah. No, but I'm very much looking forward to that.
You know what? I would listen to you and Spencer.
I was just going to say, like, even if it wasn't, I'd be like, I'm all in. All right, here we go. Like,
guys, and I'm not, you know what? I'm going to put the wall down a little bit. I know Spencer and I gimmick beef on this show, but he is one of the great dudes. He brought us all together. Josh, you are, in my opinion, before I even became part of this, one of the best minds out there in the wrestling business. So you guys could talk about, you know, trigonometry, and I'd be like, I'll sit down and listen to that. I won't know what's going on, but I'm there.
Me either.
You guys are, you two are the best people in the game. So I'm excited for that.
Stop.
And I think Carl says it best here. Carl says it best here. He says, it's not all about wrestling. It's all about love, brothers. And I think, you know, we are on Love Wrestling, but I think the world could use a lot more love. So having these type of conversations and opening eyes and just, you know, talking about things that should be talked about more, it's never a bad thing. And Spencer says, I can 1000% certify that we will never talk about trigonometry or math number things. Cool.
Clearly,
I
'cause
would,
you
I would
can't keep
try.
the
I would
budget in
try my
line,
best. I would try
Spencer.
my best to hang along for that, but it'd be in trouble.
We need more
all right.
money. Josh gets paid by the minute.
Speaking of wrestling, let's talk about some wrestling, shall we?
We shall.
This past Sunday night was AEW Double or Nothing. All of us watched the show, so I figured, not a deep dive or anything like that, but we can just dive into some of the things that stuck out to us, some of the matches, and just kind of about what we thought how it was, the show in general. John, I'll let you go. I'll let you start. What was your match of the night? At AEW Double or Nothing, and then we can just kind of riff off that match and go into other ones and things.
It wasn't that Cody match, I'll tell you that.
Oof. We should address that. That needs to be addressed at some point.
It was the match usually for me, the match I'm most looking forward to never disappoints me because that's the one I'm most looking forward to. So Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, I thought was fantastic, and having Britt get her moment was it for me. It was a good show. Don't get me wrong, and they always put on great shows. So you could pick. I mean, you could pick any of the matches outside of that Cody match, and I'll agree with you that it was the best match of the night. I surprisingly enough, I thought Hangman Page and Adam Cage or
Brian Cage,
whatever,
Brian Cage and Page, man. There's like four of each of them over there.
I actually thought that match, I was not looking forward to that one, and it really did well with the hot crowd. It was and the crowd being back in the sunlight.
I think that was like for Hangman to come out first and get that ovation by that crowd. Oh, yeah. I thought that was like and there were a few of them, like Britt Baker winning the title. She got that moment. That was awesome. But I thought Hangman, the acknowledgement from the whole crowd of him when he came out, and you could see on his face, he was like, yeah, all right. Like, I thought that was a great moment because him and Britt Baker have been the two standouts for me when it comes to AEW for a while now. I mean, he's positioned to, I think, at some point be the guy that takes the belt off Omega. But yeah, I thought him getting that moment and that admiration from the fans was awesome. I thought they had a good match too. I agree with you, John. I thought the triple threat for the title was very good. I expected it to be with those three guys, but that kind of exceeded my expectations a little bit. I expected it to be good, but that was like, man, that was very
Joe,
good.
Yeah, Deeb and Rio.
Yes, amazing. And that was on the pre-show, for crying out loud. And that match was Serena Deeb is incredible.
I don't know who said it. I'm not
incredible
for it, but leave it to the NWA to have their best match
on AEW.
Yeah. When they have a pay-per-view coming up in like 2 days, they're like, just do it over there.
Yeah. Crazy. That match was great. Serena Deeb with the heel, the way that match ended too, when she was just driving her knee into the ring. And then, oh man, that was very good. Josh, what were one or two matches, your favorites? What stuck out to you? What was your favorite moment of the Double or Nothing?
I liked pretty much everything but the Cody match, and I didn't really love Stadium Stampede.
I agree with you. Those were two I was going to kind of have small chats about it. No. I agree with you. I didn't really love it. I thought it was just moving, and I was like, what's going on here? I didn't get it. Maybe it was just because I don't watch AEW every week, but it wasn't bad by any stretch of the word. I just didn't get it. It wasn't for me. But DMD is what I was watching the whole show for. She is exceptionally a step ahead of most talent within that company, in my opinion. She's very, very good. Her promo work is some of the best I've seen from any woman, man, anyone, just in terms of just letting someone just go. She's very good. I thought that match was good. Weirdly enough, I don't know why I enjoyed this the most, but I enjoyed the Battle Royal the most. I don't know why. I'm not really like a huge Battle Royal guy. I'm one that's like, they're fine, whatever. But I just enjoyed the way this one was structured, the way they did with Jungle Boy. I think it was the involvement of the crowd being in the match. I've missed that heavily. And the way it happened, it was like it could have easily gone any way. And the way they utilized Christian in that role was really, really cool. I was a really big fan of that. But yeah, anything that wasn't Cody and the main event for me really was good. And maybe I like the triple threat outside of the finish. I didn't love the finish. Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
I was actually shocked, right? So like when I make these predictions and I like to pretend that I know what I'm talking about. And Christian, the Christian Cage thing, putting over Jungle Boy, I was like, well done. And the ending
I loved it.
was
I loved
fantastic. So yeah, the Battle Royal was really good. And I'm thinking, and Leo Rush is back. And
Yeah, that was cool too.
I like Leo Rush a lot. I like the stuff he used to do with Lashley. I thought that was a lot of fun. And his cruiserweight run, I think, was underrated. So I'm more Leo
Him and
Rush
Angel
on.
Garza had a
Yes,
wonderful match on
yes.
NXT a couple of years ago. Great stuff.
So, him being back on a main stage, he's been doing some indie stuff in the MLW stuff.
MLW, yeah.
I'm glad to see he's back doing some things, and I heard he squashed his beef with Mark Henry, so that's good too.
Good. Yeah, no, he was a nice surprise. We talked about it. I felt like this was the first time that I didn't have any clue who the Joker would be. And we heard names getting thrown out as we always do, but he wasn't a name that I heard a lot of at all. And then for it to be him, it was nice to see him. Joe says, with the crowd, putting Jungle Boy over was the right move, booking wise. I would agree. I thought, and as he was probably the favorite, I thought Christian Cage was going to be the one that won it. It was just an easy way to give him a title match with Omega. They had a face-off already early on. I figured that would be the way. But once it was him and Jungle Boy, I was hoping they would go the Jungle Boy route. And they did. And I thought, the fans there proved that was the right thing to do as well. All right. Well, one more thing. I thought Sting was awesome. I thought Sting was awesome.
Sting
looks
great.
Yes.
So good at this job. We're like,
I know.
Double or Nothing, but let's not talk about the icon.
Yeah. I thought he looked great. He was moving great. I thought he was awesome. I thought that match was exciting. It wasn't match of the night, but that was a cool match. And I thought Sting looked great. And I can't imagine how cool it must have been for those other three guys. I know I've said it a few times, on different things, but those guys had a main event pay-per-view on a national platform, and they were in the ring with Sting. That's just got to be so surreal for them.
That's like us being on the stream with Josh.
Really? Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys.
I agree with you, Don. They've come a long way. Because I feel like the women's division in AEW was the biggest complaint for the whole for a while.
And I think Britt having the title is going to you're going to see even more, right? Because I don't know what they were doing with Sheeta, right? They would start her, stop her, have her on, but not really do anything with her. She'd get 2 minutes on Dynamite, and then they wouldn't see her for 2 or 3 weeks. But you can't deny Britt's presence, and you not putting her on the screen is not what's best for business. So I really think you're going to start to see this division even a little bit more elevated with Britt, and I can't wait to see what kind of fresh matchups they come with this. It's going to be good. I'm all in on it.
I'm very much looking forward to see what this run for Britt Baker is. I think it's going to be. She is special, and I think we're about to see something it doesn't end with her winning that belt. This is just kind of the start of where we're going to go with her. Spencer says, think about the women that can step up to Britt too. So many great women in AEW, but so many you can bring in as one-off challengers. Josh looks excited about Chelsea Green. You guys, Spencer says.
Yes. She's
Hello. Can someone let me put on my fantasy hat and just say Britt Baker versus Mickey James? Full stop. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that would please. Be yes. Joe says, Britt has come a long way. Her promo work was really rough for a while, but she's improved leaps and bounds 100%. I think if you would watch the first couple months of Britt Baker that we saw her regularly, and then you watch the last year, it almost would be a completely different person. It'd be like, whatever happened that just clicked for her. It was immediate. She just started. It was whoa.
Getting injured was the best thing that happened to her.
I think so. Yeah, because they still put her on the show, and she had to become creative because she couldn't wrestle. I think it just opened up all whatever that character was for her, and it was okay, the engines are on, man. We're going.
It was like the Stone Cold effect, right? When he got injured and they still kept him on TV. It's like,
yeah, just like messing with Vince and just
like,
being that,
and I'm not saying Britt Baker's Stone Cold Steve Austin by any stretch of the imagination, but she had that ability to just stay hot for a whole almost a year injured. Like,
yeah.
let's go. And then the Mickey James points, like AEW has proven that they're willing to bring people in, even if it's like they brought in Matt Cardona for like 5 weeks just for, you know, a quick run with Cody. I'd love to see him do something with Mickey James, maybe in like a I'm the new face, you know, because they need some, like, she doesn't have any like legends, so to speak, to kind of kill. She only has they're all kind of up and coming.
Well, yeah, and I think
bring in some of these veterans and just be like,
that are credible.
And this is
so
my
she can get a credible victory.
Yes.
Like if she were, even if it was a one-off, if she beats Mickey James is a credible Hall of Fame.
That's newsworthy.
Women's professional wrestler, you know.
Like no disrespect to Penelope Ford or anything, but
yeah, or not, you know,
you can only beat her so many times before it's like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think if you throw in
yes,
someone credible like that, that would be like, yeah, that would cement what is going on, you know. As you give the majority of the big feuds or the other up and comers and other people on your roster that you want to build, but if you can throw in a Mickey James or, you know. I'm trying to think of what other legend is like that can still go to that level. Probably not many besides her.
Josh would know.
Yeah, maybe. But if you bring more people like that in, it will just boost what we're doing. For me, all the new companies to watch have been a breath of fresh air for me. I'm loving wrestling again. Yeah, and I think it's just good to have variety. You know, like I'm with Josh. I love WWE. I also love AEW. NXT is WWE, but it's definitely a different type of program. I love wrestling in general, but WWE is the main company that I grew up with, that I'm most loyal to, that I love, and things like that. But like sometimes WWE just ain't it for me. Like Raw, I haven't watched a full Raw in probably since the last time I did a Raw React, like a while, because I can't get through it. It's just not what I enjoy in my wrestling anymore. I hope someday it gets back to that, because Raw was something I watched every Monday for what seems like forever. But it's just not that show anymore. But that, you know, it's just that variety, and to be able to be like, okay, well now I kind of like this, or like there's other options that are a different type of wrestling that are a breath of fresh air. I think that's the kind of
I don't even watch wrestling. I'm just here because Spencer said he was buying.
All right.
What are we talking about here? Like,
I think we're going to start to talk about Cody. We're going to talk about it. No, we don't have to stay long on it. But I think clearly it was
Crunch looking mother.
he did look like the captain from Captain Crunch. He did look like that. Clearly, I think it was at least for us three, all of our least favorite match of the night. The feud going into it, we've talked about at length, was just not great. Not great. I don't know why I would be rooting against Anthony Ogogo as an American. I do not know why I would be rooting against Anthony Ogogo with the way that was presented to me.
And as Josh,
I just don't.
Somebody who is from Australia and another country, how does because I don't enjoy the old foreigners are bad trope. I think it's very played out in 2021. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm not from the UK, obviously, but there obviously is kind of like a distinction of like America and the world. That's how it's weird to say. Like when wrestling especially does this, I watch majority wrestling. It's like America, the American in the storyline is the face, and then the evil foreigner comes in, and it's like, aren't we progressed enough as a society to get past just because they're not from where you are, we don't like you? Like, I don't like that mentality. So it already put me in a sour, you know, with this, and it's like, okay, here we go. And then Cody cut that promo and everything that you guys have talked about, and everyone's, you know, beaten to death with that drum. I don't need to talk about that. But from someone that it made me love Ogogo way more. I was just like, oh my God, because it's like you're driving this narrative home of like you're better than us kind of deal. And it's like an us versus it's weird. And I'm not trying to say that I hate America, because I don't hate America at all. but that's the narrative that they were driving. Is like, if you're not from here, you're evil. And I just didn't understand that. And the way that that match played out and the way the story was into that match, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. I know, like, in my head, I'm like, it's Memorial Day weekend in the States. I don't think this American storyline is going to play out the way the internet wants this to play out, because I think the American is definitely going to win here. And then he did, and I was like, what in the whoa, what was that? I didn't understand.
Yeah, and as Spencer says, that should have said that should have said, I think he's talking about Bret Hart, a different comment.
Basically, though, like, I don't want to get into the argument that Cody buried a go-go, because Cody has shown that he's willing to put over people, right?
Yeah.
It's just, you should have put a go-go over here. Like,
yeah,
because you basically were like, he's foreign, he's British, we're gonna beat him up, and I'm the American Dream son. And no, he's doing this American thing, and it's very dangerous. He's playing to an audience that is 50-50 right now, right? No, right? He's like, half of them feel that way.
Yeah.
And then there's,
and the other half don't.
Yeah, the other half like, bro, like,
it's very bizarre. It's very bizarre.
You're not making any friends here, so to speak.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like, sometimes I think you need to read the room.
Did he realize that part of his audience is overseas too?
Yeah, it's made
me dislike Cody Rhodes, and I'm not afraid to say that. But
yeah,
it's made me dislike a great performer in Cody Rhodes to the point where I'm just like, get away from me. I don't care for this, and I'm all for loving your own country. Go for it. Your country, wherever you are in the world, you always think your country is the best country in the world. That's just how it is. But there's a fine line when it comes to entertainment where's the line, and did they cross it? I don't know. It just made me feel weird.
Yeah. And like, I've always been a pro Cody guy. I like Cody.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I can remember where I was like, I hope he loses. I hope he loses. Yeah. And I'm usually pro Cody. And it was just weird. It just felt like they just weren't reading the room. It was just so like, this is not the route you want to go. Like, have you not been paying attention to the last 15 months? And it was just very bizarre. But anyway.
Should we move on to a happier topic?
Yes.
We've got Josh Robinson here,
this is where I was going to go too. Go ahead, man.
Killing it with the legacy of. You just dropped the AJ Lee. You're dropping Beth Phoenix on Monday. So correct. I don't know, Josh, how much you watch Between Two Beards, right? I'm not sure if you're dialed in.
I've watched I watch it here and there when I can get in the chat.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Well, we do a little some drafts here and there, and some just top fives, and have a little fun. And a couple weeks back, we did Disney movies.
I've seen that. I was there for that one.
He was there for that one.
It pissed me off.
Was it Cool Runnings? Did Cool Runnings piss you off?
Get you?
I do not like that movie. Cool Runnings is a bad movie. Okay, and it doesn't scream Disney.
Oh,
it doesn't
Josh
scream
turning
Disney
heel right on this pocket.
It doesn't scream Disney. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
I will walk out on this show. Watch me. No. Anyway, so yes, I picked Cool Runnings. We put it to a vote. Guess who won the vote?
Yeah, the guy who shouldn't have.
I
should have won.
But because you're here in honor of here, and I think you're amazing in the women's wrestling realm, especially, we're going to do top 5 women of all time, drafted out. Once they're off the board, you can't pick them. So you're our guest. We'll let you go first. I'll defer since I am technically the champion. I'll let you go first, and then I'll go first, and poor JPJ, he can go last.
It's okay. I lost. It's fine.
Okay, we need to establish... Well, go on. Sorry.
Before we establish rules and stuff, real quick, do we want to talk about the Trevor Project and about what Love Wrestling is doing?
Yes.
Or trying to raise this month. And then we will get down and dirty and dive into this draft.
Is perfect, because while we talk about the Trevor Project, get in the comments now. Let us know who you like. All-time female wrestler.
Set it up. We like to incorporate everybody.
Tell JPJ his picks are bad. That's fine. Don't tell Josh his picks are bad, because we want him to come back.
Oh, because the mine are going to be the best. Let's just be honest.
I
But
mean,
anyway,
it's probably true. But yes,
All right,
so
the
this
floor is
month,
yours.
all through June, here, all of us that love wrestling are trying to raise our goal of $1,000 for the Trevor Project. This is a great organization. Josh, I know the Trevor Project means a lot to you, so I will let you talk about the Trevor Project in general and your experiences with them. And yeah, I think so far we've raised a good amount of money. We're trying to raise $100 during this show. Spencer promised us that if we raised $100 throughout this show, he would buy us more fireworks. And we here at Between Two Beards are all about the fireworks. So far, we've raised 50. So we are halfway there. Bon Jovi, we are halfway there, gang.
I'll keep this.
Sorry, I'm
stream
old.
on all
I'm
night
sorry. I'm
to get
sorry,
there.
guys. I shouldn't have done that. But we're halfway there. All right, Josh, I will let you talk. Hey, I will let you talk for a little bit about the Trevor Project and what that organization means to you.
yeah. So, you know, a lot of people talk about charities and they just kind of give you the synopsis of a charity, and that's great. It tells you about what they do. But take it from someone that has personally used and gone to the Trevor Project for help. Last year, as I mentioned earlier, when I came out, it was very overwhelming. There was a lot of support, don't get me wrong, and I had a lot of people around me, but no one really understood. I didn't have a lot of people that had done that around me. I just didn't. And when you don't go through something, it's hard to give someone advice. The Trevor Project can help with that. They have counseling services. They have other things as well. They do a lot with suicide prevention and crisis intervention. They help out so we can avoid this community all throughout. Whatever you are in the community, whether you're gay, lesbian, bi, trans, pansexual, whatever you are, non-binary, they help everybody to make sure people aren't taking their lives, because a lot of people take their lives every single day, and it can be in direct relation to this, just for not being accepted. Trevor Project is a safe space. They're not going to, at all. It is completely just an open platform that you have to go and help, so you don't do that. Or, if there's something going on in your life, your family aren't accepting you and stuff like that, they have resources there that can help you. So helping the Trevor Project by donating can assist with that, so they can, have more resources in more places. It's worldwide support, because whether you want to believe it or not, it's not as open as you may think when you're on the other side of it. I always thought, okay, there's going to be some hate, there's going to be some love. Trust me, it's a more balanced ratio than you think, which is really unfortunate in the year 2021. But places like the Trevor Project can help you and make you feel normal, make you feel accepted, and make your life go a little bit more smoothly at any point, whether you've been out for 25 years, whether you're not out yet and you need assistance in coming out, whether you just want to talk to someone. It's okay to not be ready to do these things. Pride Month highlights a lot of people coming out, and that's overwhelming to some people. I remember going through Pride Month a couple of years ago and going to the Trevor Project because I wasn't ready to come out, and I didn't know, and I was seeing all these people, and there was this unfair, kind of undeserved pressure on me in my own head to come out. So I needed to go and talk to someone that I could trust, and I didn't want it to be people around me. So the Trevor Project helped. So go to the Trevor Project, and I'm sure Spencer will probably, or someone will put a link up in the chat to go and donate. We're trying to raise $1,000. Go on if you need to interrupt.
And that is, oh no, it's okay. No, the link is right below. It's donate.tiltify.com/@lovewrestlingca/Trevor Project.
And it's all over all of our social media.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been promoting
wrestling,
the heck out of it.
Trying to get there. Any little bit helps, or if you know somebody that
yes, exactly.
help,
Even if you can't donate, share the links, share everything. We want, we just want to raise awareness, and we want to raise, I want to crush our goal. So donate, share, do whatever. It's a great organization. It means a lot to, obviously, Josh, as he just said, and a lot of other people. And it's never bad to help people. So yeah, please do what you can. Thank you.
It also helps, by the way, Trevor Project can actually help with just anybody. A great ally is a thing to, really highlight in Pride Month as well. And it does have services of what is the right words to say? What is the right conversation to say? How do you want to do this? All of this kind of stuff that maybe people just don't understand when talking to someone that is in this community because you don't want to offend someone. I know that's a lot of conversations I've had with people is like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. So Trevor Project can help you with that. They have a lot of counseling services that do that, among many other things that they do. They're very, very good at what they do. And if we can crush our goal, that would mean a lot to all of us and just the community in general, because it's very important to help people that need help.
Yep. I cannot say it any better myself, so that's where we're going to leave it. But yes. All right. So now
draft time.
The questions that you had, Josh, about the rules or anything you need to set straight before we dive in.
Right ahead.
Oh, no, I'm not going to set any rules. I just want to ask mainly one.
Yeah.
Are we drafting only single people or do teams go as one pick?
Teams go as one pick, as we learned with the Mighty Ducks going all three overall number one.
I would say teams would be one pick.
Teams are allowed it's just like we talked about this when we did the first one. I can't remember the first one we did. Oh my gosh, it's been like years since our first show. We basically just kind of like how, Raw does it, and they're like, we're taking the whole New Day. If you want to do that, go right ahead. So
okay, and we're doing 5. It's a 5-round draft. So we
get 5-round draft, just 5.
Okay, got you.
So you could end up with $1 million.
And yep, Josh, you do have the honors as being the guest. You are on the clock, my friend. You have the number 1 pick.
Okay, so listen, there's a whole talent pool to pick from here. Whether it's current, whether it's all time. We're doing all time. I'm assuming greatest.
Oh yeah, everyone.
Yep. Okay, so I think that it's only fair that I pick the greatest WWE Women's Champion of all time. My first pick is the great Canadian Trish Stratus.
Ooh, fire, heat.
You can't go wrong with that one. I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
That's not where I thought.
And I'm just milking the Canadian thing because Spencer's in the chat, and I'll be like, Canadian.
I believe he did.
On this show, we do not pander to Spencer Love.
I do. Yeah, I'm not a member of this show.
We kind of do.
We love Spencer. Which I heard Spencer and I are fighting for throwbacks, Crazy Wicked Pinfalls.
Maybe that's what I don't know. I don't know.
Just found out about an hour ago. So
the rumors. We break news here. That is a very good pick. Did we do it? Our buddy Smart Mouth Zach says, guys, if I'm not mistaken, that's over $100. Spencer, next week, breaking the budget. You bet. I want a fire behind me. I want to have like an Inferno match podcast. Just like anything.
I don't even care if I lose this draft now.
You're going to.
I'm taking cool runnings for all the picks too. Let's go, man.
I have to gain. Man, Magumanati, how much for a hot tub stream?
$500 and I'll get in a hot tub.
There you go. $500.
We get to $500.
He might do it.
He might do it.
He might do it. Yeah, we might need $500 plus a hot tub, and I think you would get your hot tub stream. So,
well, honestly, now I'm kind of like floored and shocked. Thank you, everybody that has donated and made between two beards. That was the goal they set for us literally this morning, and here we are, and we crushed it already.
I love it. We still got a little bit ways to go. Hopefully, it gets even more. Yeah. All right, John. Plug up, as they call you. Man. You are on the clock. Second pick.
I'm going to try to do this like a draft, right? So I'm going to try to strategically hope that you guys don't take the people that I want so that my 5 is strong. But I will go with Becky Lynch. She was on my all-time top 5 as it is. I think she's wonderful. She's fantastic. She's the man. And I think starting off my 5 with that pick is I'm sorry, guys. I think I've already won.
I mean, Becky Lynch is a strong pick. Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask. We go same order, right? Because now we have 3, so it's 1, 2. Like it's same order every round. We're not snaking or anything like that. Correct?
Yeah, we'd just go in a circle. Wouldn't
all right, that's fine. That's all I need to know.
Yeah,
so
I didn't really.
I don't think this person will get to me. They were probably going to be my first pick in most occasions, but they're not going to get to me again. So I'm picking my personal favorite of the 4 horsewomen. I think Josh is as well. I'm picking Bailey. Bailey. And Josh rolled his eyes because I think he was going to take her next. Well, she's my first round pick, guys. All right?
Honey,
that's what we're doing.
Honey, if we reach the $1,000 goal tonight on the stream, I'll take my shirt off.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
It's been put out there. $1,000
John gone wild.
shirt off. All right, Josh, round 2.
Now my whole draft.
Sorry,
is
I just
shot.
blew Josh's whole draft up. He had Bailey hoping.
It's
Crashed
fine. I know that I look at wrestling maybe not as the majority look at wrestling. I'm not saying not everybody. I'm not special. But sometimes you have to make picks that are strategic, and you have to make picks that round out your 5. So for me, I'm taking the greatest female tag team of all time, the
here it
Bella
is.
Twins.
Okay.
Dude, I knew you were going to take them. I thought you were going to take them first. Really, I really did. I thought you were just going to set the whole
I
tone.
knew none of you would take them first, so that's why I could strategically take them second.
It's fair.
Well, now
Fair.
that you've taken them, Josh, I have to sleep on the couch tonight. Thanks, bro.
Oh,
My wife
Spencer.
is a huge Bella Twins fan.
She's a
Spencer
smart
came
woman.
into a Bella Twins draft pick, so I am satisfied.
And so am I. And that was one of the things with the Bella Twins that people crap on them a lot. My wife isn't a wrestling fan by any stretch, but she
Bring in
found
that
it-
audience.
exactly.
Bring in that audience.
And then she started to be like, "Oh, who's Daniel Bryan? Let me offshoot into that."
Yeah.
And then she doesn't.
It's a very.
She doesn't.
I
they did that
don't
job.
want to. I don't want to break away from this part, like the draft, too far. It's very odd to me that just there's a certain section of wrestling fans that just don't get that part of it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
it's
you don't have to
because that's how
like
I
it.
look
It doesn't have to be for you, but you need to understand that it's bringing in a whole new audience, like the Bad Bunny stuff from. There were so many people that were railing against that. First of all, it wasn't that bad, and his match was awesome at Mania, but it was bringing in a whole slew of fans that would never watch the product if he wasn't on the product. And
Poppy next week on NXT. Same thing.
yeah, it's just bizarre to me how like there's just a certain group of whatever that they just don't. I don't know. You don't have to like everything, but like you should at least be able to look at it and go, all right, I get why they're doing it. It might not jive with me, but I get it. But anyway, I'm sorry. Rant over. And Carl throwing in said, and I'm not necessarily sticking to all WWE. I know that's what we've been so far, but I think we might derive from just WWE. But he's throwing out Lita, Jazzy Gabbert. Wait, how do you say that? Gabbert? Is it Gabbert?
Jazzy Gabbert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alpha female.
Velvet Sky, Alexa Bliss, and Serena Deeb. Those are good picks, my friend. Those are good picks. But John, it is your pick. Second round.
Well, now I got to think about this because the way you go, JPJ, I don't know. You're take my picks, bro. But I'm gonna go China number 2. I'm gonna take her, just get her
That's a
off the
good one.
board, make sure I've got that. I think she set the bar for women's wrestling early on, and honestly, if you were to transport her into today's world, I think she'd kill it. I really do. And I think she doesn't get talked about enough as one of the forefronts for women's wrestling. So that's enough said. I'm just gonna take she was the number 1 contender for the WWE championship at one point, or the WWF title when it was that. But still, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
That's how good she was. Whoa, we went over. We blew
150 raised. Hey-o. Let's go.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Thank you to everyone who did donate. We all appreciate that a lot. So thank you. Now this is tough.
Who's writing these down? Are you writing these down, JPJ?
Yeah, I got him.
That's
Don't worry.
why I
Don't
love
worry.
you. I
Don't
just
worry.
show
Yeah.
up 2 minutes
Yeah.
before the stream, and I'm like,
Yeah.
hey guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Damn, I don't know what to do. All right. You know
I
what?
you should do.
I know it's in the moment.
Ooh.
I'm taking Britt Baker.
I mean,
I'm doing it.
hey, there's nothing wrong. She's amazing.
We're building a roster with these 5, right?
Sure. Yeah. These are the
Like that's what it is. Is that like what a draft is? The all time. You're building your 5. All right. Yeah.
Well, Josh has got three already. He's building his 6, maybe 10. Who knows? Could find another tag team out there. I see him.
I might know of one.
over there.
Oh no, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. It's my turn, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So for my 3rd pick, I take the greatest of all time, one Miss Molly Holly.
Oh, very well done. She's another one that doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah.
I think, in
I feel like there's
wrestling, what
yeah.
she did. I
Mhm.
really don't.
I would agree.
That woman is solid across the board, just solid. And that's not a bad word to describe someone. Very consistent.
Mhm. All right, John.
Well, Spencer, if you weren't busy shopping for fireworks, you'd know who we'd pick.
Hey, you know,
Hey, we'll take it.
you lay a challenge down and we beat it.
All right. So where am I at? I got Becky Lynch. I got China.
China.
I mean, there's a lot of places you can go here.
Mhm.
But I think I'm just going to get it done, take her off the board. I'm going to go with the Queen, Charlotte Flair. I'm going to get it out of there. That's your 3 right there. Those are your pillars. She's so good. I know people hate her. I get it, but she's so good. She's reliable. She can do anything you ask her to do at any point. I mean, I think I'm building a beautiful roster here. As long as you guys don't take my last 2 picks, we'll be fine.
I am going to take Lita. That's where I'm going. I'm going Lita.
Yes. Can't go wrong with Lita.
That's my 3rd pick there. So it goes back to Josh. 4th round.
Okay.
Pick.
So 4th round, I've got a lot of established talent on my list. So I need to look maybe to who's coming up. You know, who's the future. And I believe that future would be iconic. I'm taking Cassie and Jessica McKay. I am taking the Iconics, whatever you want to call them at this point. Billy Payton, whatever you want to call them. I'm taking the Iconics.
We'll stick with the Iconics. We'll take the Iconics.
The Iconics.
The Iconics.
That was going to be my 4th round pick.
That was I thought about taking
him
them there at 3, but I didn't think Lita might not make it back to me.
I
needed that.
This is why you love the draft. In the comments, let's hear who you guys picking, who you taking, and who's winning so far. We're in the middle of the 4th round, and now my draft is all out of whack.
Oh my God, Magumanati with the comment of the night.
Bertha Faye.
Wow.
TBT.
Jeez Louise.
Is Mae Young still on the board, bro?
Yeah, John, your 4 is due, my friend.
Oh man. All right. So I'm gonna take her because I absolutely loved her back in the day. And I'm all WWE so far, but I think that's just pure luck at this point. But AJ Lee, your girl that you just spoke about, I need her to kind of play. She could play the baby face underdog role against my other 3. She can be the heel if we need to. She's got the perfect amount of crazy. I'm taking AJ Lee off the board. Let's go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Steal of the night. Thank you. See, somebody out there gets my picks. They understand me. All right, JPJ, pressure's on.
Yeah. I will take Sasha Banks. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's all the horsewomen, right? Yeah, we're all taken.
Yeah.
You've got 2.
And I've got none of them.
No,
got
but
2.
your roster.
I got Bailey and Sasha on my roster, so I'm flexible. Tag team, singles, I can just roll.
Do it all.
And roll, man.
Yeah.
All right, last pick for one, Josh Robinson.
Last pick. So many names are floating in my head, but I think this is purely personal and purely I would do a disservice to this human being if I didn't do it. The most underrated professional women's wrestler, maybe of all time, underappreciated, I should say, is one Mickie James, and she's my final pick.
Nice.
It's a good 5.
That's a good 5.
Well, technically,
that's a good 7.
Yeah,
I got 7, so suck on those eggs.
by QT, if we're gonna play by QT Marshall's logic, when he said a go-go was 1 pound heavier than Cody, he was gonna win. If you have more than mine, then you win, right? Just by
Well, I mean, it did well for him, so let's not go with that math.
Hey, this show is very pro Steiner math. So Spencer, if you're listening, who's got the 142% chance of winning?
Listen, Spencer, I know I didn't take Beth Phoenix, but we only have 5 picks. If I had 10, holy crap.
Spencer, let the draft play out, bro. Because here's where I'm at.
Because now if you take Beth Phoenix,
because I love
you don't get no credit. That was Spencer.
Oh,
No,
that
I
gave you that
know,
pick.
right? But here, I'm going to go ahead and go behind the curtain. I'm stuck between two picks, right? Do I go with Beth Phoenix, who is on the board for me, or do I take somebody who's currently on the come up and I think could take over the world? And I'm sitting here between Phoenix and Perazo going, who's the one do I take, right? But I think because I've got the powerhouse in China, right? I don't need I don't need more muscle.
I mean, you could build to that.
You could build
match,
to that. You
though.
put,
That would be.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm taking Beth Phoenix, man. We need more picks.
I mean,
Why did
we got
set
time,
this?
guys.
We set
I
this
gladly
at
can
5.
stretch
Keep
this
it
out if you
rolling.
want. We can keep
it
going. We can go to.
rolling.
You want to go
I
10?
got plenty of. Do it.
mean, I don't.
I'm
We're
here.
good.
Hey,
We're good. We
Josh
got time.
Robinson is here. There's 3 of us.
This
We're
is a special
going to 10.
occasion. We're
This
going
is our
10.
show.
Screw
we
it.
earned $150 for the Trevor project. We're going big. Let's keep it
screw
rolling.
it. We'll go
baby.
10
Let's
then.
go.
Damn, changed my whole strategy now. I thought I only had 5.
Whatever. That's
No, I'm
what
just
we
kidding.
do.
I'm just kidding. All right. So now that I know I will have other choices.
He's like, now that I fell off the roster.
Dang it. Well, you see, I only have really. Well, that's not true. I just have one legend, but I have one older, established Hall of Fame talent on my roster. Then I have 3 others who will be legends, who if they aren't already. All right, I will go. Damn. You know what? I'm going to stick the young route. I'm going to go Rhea Ripley. Sorry.
Take my Adelaide lady.
Real young too. She's like still 24, so she's got.
She's younger than me.
Yeah, she's younger than all of us.
Everyone's younger than me.
Well, that's because your grandpa JPJ, baby.
You know. All right. So now that we are continuing, Josh.
Yeah, 6th round.
It is on you, my friend.
Okay. I guess. Yeah. Okay. Technically. All right. I'm gonna go with bell to bell, one of the best to ever do it, Gail Kim.
That's a good one.
Got nothing there. I need more Gail Kim matches in my life. Honestly,
Gail
I said
Kim
it
was-
the
Gail
other
Kim was
day.
very good.
Yeah, I don't know enough about her, but she's fantastic from what I've seen. So that's a solid pick. I'm gonna go with Deonna Purrazzo because she was already teetering with Beth Phoenix, so I'll just keep it going. Hey Spencer, that's our girl. Pandering to Spencer night. That's what we're doing. I've got Beth Phoenix and Purrazzo. If Spencer doesn't agree with this draft and gets mad at me, and I have to go step into his office. I don't know what's gonna make that man happy. All right, JPJ, you're back.
Oh yeah. Just for how popular she was at the time, I'm gonna go with Sable.
Wow.
That's right.
Now, are you taking Sable for her wrestling ability, or are you taking? Sable
I mean,
for
she
her
was a
entertainment
multi-time women's
value?
champion.
JPJ doesn't need to.
I don't need to
reveal his
tell you
strategy
my
to anybody.
yeah, like she walks
on
out, she's
now.
getting a huge pop. People paid money to see Sable, regardless of what you think of her.
Right? No,
People paid
yeah,
money to see Sable.
I'm just asking. I'm not knocking.
Look
the
at him
pick.
trying to back away. He's trying to back away from the. He's trying to back away from
yeah,
his
yeah,
accusations.
Yeah.
Accusations.
Unbelievable.
Oh wow! I would never. Okay. What pick am I? How many picks? So
This is your 7th pick. Yeah, so you have 4 more.
Okay. All right. I'm going with who I think at one point or another was the greatest professional wrestler in the world, male or female. It's Aew Shirai.
Damn, that's a good one.
I'd ask him about it, but he doesn't want to reveal his strategy.
My strategy is that it's better than yours.
And you know. Oh.
All right,
man.
John.
I didn't realize we were going to get this deep. I had this.
You know?
Man. All right. Well. Drawing a blank. I'm going to go with, and I think we're going to talk about her in a few more minutes, Shayna Baszler.
It's a good one.
Because I think, And I know we're going to talk about it after this draft because I know we have the "you got to be joking me" moment of the week, and I think she's a prime candidate again.
Yes.
And in my federation, I would do her right. You know, I'd make sure she was taken care of and properly used.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Asuka. Gonna take Asuka.
Hey, that's.
I mean,
yeah.
they do her a lot of disservice. I thought they very much underutilized what her title run could have been during the Thunderdome pandemic era. They kind of they knew they had a solid person, and they were like, yeah, we don't care. But she's one of the all-time. Like, she's amazing.
Eighth
okay.
round.
Back to Josh. Eighth. Yeah. So we have 3 picks. Yeah.
It seems to be I'm building a nice little tag team kind of establishment here. I seem to have some good little teams, good little units. I'm taking the current NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, The Way, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae.
Okay.
Nice. I like that. I think Indy Hartwell is going to be awesome one day. Like,
yeah, she'll probably end up like Billie Kay, and they won't understand her, and she'll be released.
Right.
That's my take on that.
Yeah.
With my 8th pick, I'm taking Thunder Rosa off the board.
Dang it. Bitch. I almost took her last round.
You know what I've noticed? Every pick I've made, nobody's done this. Son of a bitch, you took my pick until now. So I'm excited.
Taking Thunder Rosa. Please come around to me.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Let's make that happen. 8th pick, that's a steal. Producer Joe made some picks real quick. Well, I'll give you a chance to recover.
Yeah.
Who do you go with here? We got Mickey James, Gail Kim, Deeb, Deanna, Thunder Rosa, Wendy Richter, Mae Young, Camille, and Nas. I don't want to butcher that.
Yeah, I'll butcher it. Not so. Yeah, I'm not gonna try. Oh man, damn, that threw me for a loop. Jerk. I don't know. You know what? I think I'm going to take someone that I know I can rely on to have a good match with anybody, and that's Natalya. That's who I'm going to take. I know she makes me sleep, but I would, for someone that can.
I'm kidding.
I feel that I feel the same way about like her as a character, as hers, whatever. But like, all she does is she has good matches with everybody, and if you can have that on your roster to build people up, that's what I'm taking Natalya.
Oh, she's from Stardom. Okay. Thank you, producer Joe, behind the scenes. Let us know.
Jumping bomb angels.
9th pick. So I've got 2 left after this one and the next. You know what? I'm going to take one that's a little bit left of field. I don't know if people would really think about this woman. They should. A woman that we talk about the women of the 90s a lot. I'm going to take Bull Nakano.
Killing it.
Yeah. It's going to be good because Josh is going to end up dominating this, and then he's going to pick the next category for the draft that you and I will do in a few weeks.
Come on. Don't sell yourself short, guys. You guys have got great picks. Mine are just better. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not denying. I'm not denying.
You could have picked doormats, and we put this to a vote on Twitter, and everybody's going to be like, "We love Josh. Screw JPJ."
Oh, stop.
It's going to be like 100-0, and we're going to be like, "Man." So we're at what? Pick 9. Pick 9.
Yep.
Oh. I'm gonna take Serena Deeb, man. I'm gonna get that. Like JPJ, you need those people that you can just throw in and know that they're gonna put on a banger of a match.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take her right off that top there at the bottom, off the top bottom, whatever. You know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm
just gonna drink out of this Love Wrestling Sunday brunch mug that you can find at lovewrestlingshop.ca.
Heyo. Josh is over. That is right, Spencer. Josh
super over.
And he's going over in this draft. He's going over in this draft. Dang it. She's been mentioned in the comments a few times. I'm going to take Wendy Richter.
She was super over for a while there until that Moolah lady just
Did
buried
Moolah
her.
things.
From what I heard,
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yep. All right,
Josh.
Kick off the last round for the second time. 10th pick.
All right.
Don't do
10th,
it.
10th pick. We've had people from the current time. We've had people from that Divas era that no one really likes to put over. We've had people from the 90s. We have people from the 80s. We have people from different companies like AEW and NWA. I don't think that anyone would expect this pick, but I am a person that likes 5-star wrestling, and I'm a person that likes big characters, and big characters is what I really situate myself in. So for my final pick, I take 3 women because I take the beautiful people: Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, and Madison Rain.
Yeah.
That's not the 3 people I thought you were going to go with, but that is a solid 3 people to go with. You've got
Beautiful people, great characters.
It's a 10-round draft, and he took like 37 people.
Yeah, I think
Work
he has
smarter, my friend, not harder.
He's got like
Work smarter, not
15
harder.
people out of his 10.
But in that same vein, since they're still
you're
on
gonna
the
take
board,
the other 3.
I'm going to take the other 3. I'm going to take the Riot Squad.
Okay.
I'm going to get them 3 in. I think Liv Morgan, Sarah Rowe. Is it Rowe now?
Sarah Logan.
Yeah, Sarah
Logan.
Logan. Yeah, Sarah Rowe.
Sarah Rowe. I don't know. Yeah.
Morgan, Logan, and Riot. And I'm going to do big things with my 12 people. 11. I don't know.
I have 42 people at this stage, so good luck.
Spencer, can you chime in with where the math is at here? I'm confused.
I have 42 and a half people.
And they have 2/3 of a chance of winning.
All right. I'm going to take... No, it's okay.
No, I meant Spencer. Sorry. I didn't...
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to take 2 for 1 here as well. But these 2 were also singles champions as well. I'm going to go with Lay Cool, Michelle McCool, and Layla. 2 former singles champions, can be tag champions. I can use them in any facet that I want. They're successful. 2 for the price of 1 because I do not have as many people as you guys, and I need to bolster my roster, and I think they're both very good.
Thank you, Corey MLB, for bringing some viewers over from your stream.
Yes, we appreciate that.
And throwback, I think
thank you for the raid, my friend.
Is Kylie Ray, and that is a stellar pick. If we had 15 rounds, I'd take Kaylee Ray and Piper Nevin all day.
Oh yes,
but we don't have all day on that.
Thank you again, Corey. We're glad you're loving it. We're glad you're here. Thank you for sending some hopefully new fans over that will continue to support what we do here. If you are here, we are raising money this month for the Trevor project. Our goal is $1,000 for the month. And that's the link below us. It is donate.tiltify.com/@lovewrestlingca/Trevor project. So that rounds out our draft. What I will do is after we kind of say our goodbyes and do our plugs, I will tweet out the list for everybody. And they will have a vote, and then whoever wins will get to pick the topic of the next draft. And since Josh is obviously not here weekly, if he does win, he will get to pick whatever topic he wants the draft to be. It can be wrestling or non-wrestling related. We do it all here.
We left Alexa,
and that's how that will go.
39 picks.
I know. It's going to be tough to beat Josh.
Unreal.
But we're going to try.
I didn't.
But yeah, so that completed our draft. We have one more segment before we get out of here. We got one more segment before. Yeah, go ahead.
May I take the segment? So this segment is the only thing I fought for in this show. And Josh is here, so what a better moment to bring back before we wrap up and say our goodbyes. We got to have the "you got to be joking me, Kayla" moment of the week. It's where we talk about, sometimes we have differing opinions on the joking moment of the week. Sometimes we agree. Josh, did you have a "you gotta be joking me" moment of the past week of wrestling?
I mean, it's probably easy to say Shayna and Reginald because that's just
That's what we were. That's what we were going.
Just dumb. But hey, my boys, CFG, they just rated with a party of 5.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's probably easy to say Shayna and the Reginald stuff, just a cluster. I won't swear, but a cluster of what
it's allowed.
it was a clusterfuck. That's what I would say then. It was just a clusterfuck of just whatever that was. I don't really know how else to describe it, but it's just like a year ago, Shayna Baszler was literally tearing through an entire elimination chamber
Yep.
of women. And then shenanigans with fire have led to Reginald defeating her.
It's
You got to be joking me.
Yeah.
You've got to be joking me. That's how you got to say it, Josh. You got to give us your best Billy Kay.
I mean, I just speak. It's you got to be joking me. You know when she gets guttural, that's when I like. You got to be joking. You've got to be joking me. That was when I liked when she said it.
We're
But
just gonna have
yeah.
you on
What the
every week
hell?
to do that, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. It's
like
so
literally
bad.
a what the hell?
Yeah. Like Baszler should be at the top of that Raw women's, like near the top. And it's fine, tag champs, whatever. But come on. What?
Come on.
What are we talking about here?
This is the hill I will forever die on, right? You do these things where you have us get invested in them in NXT. I just watched the Shayna Baszler Rhea Ripley match, and I am 100% without Shayna Baszler's masterful heel work. Rhea Ripley isn't as over as she was because you need that foil. And then she's, like you said, Josh, she's killing it, right? She's running through people. And is she always going to be on the top of the card? No, but you should keep her somewhat strong. Now she just looks like somebody that I expect to lose to Reginald.
Yeah.
Reggie. Reggie's not a wrestler in story.
It was
Thank you
very
for
bad.
all the follows and subs and all that love that we're getting right now, by the way. You guys are amazing, but you gotta be joking me.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler deserves so much more. I know we try to stay positive here on Love Wrestling, but her booking has just been atrocious.
Yeah.
She should be like one, at very least 1A, 1B in the title picture at all times. You should believe that when Shayna Baszler steps into a ring, she could kill you.
Yeah, 100%. Because she can.
Yeah,
she
not
can.
get stopped by a doll and rolled up by Reginald, and you gotta be joking me.
And as Spencer said, remember, friends, we're raising money for the Trevor Project all throughout June. The link is on the screen, and we'd love if you help us reach our goal of $1,000. We have been flashing the link, and here it is again. It is donate.tiltify.com/@lovewrestlingca/Trevor Project. And we see Maguminati had a good one where I think he's referring to the Stadium Stampede, and he says, how about the random fake pig carcasses hanging in a freezer of a football stadium? Yeah, that was yeah.
At least
interesting.
At least that I could kind of be like, maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars served pulled pork or something like that they make in-house, or they have a smokehouse restaurant attached to it. But you're telling me that Shayna Baszler's getting beat up by a sommelier? Which Reggie should still be with Carmella for anyway. Like that was killer. I don't know why they split that up.
Yeah. Parrish says Shayna needs WWE to allow these talents to have the edge that gave Adam Cole on his promo against Cross, which that was a killer promo by Adam Cole.
Oh yeah.
She can legit 2021 version of a female. She could be whatever. Like I think, as Spencer said, that's pretty dead on. Like she can be whatever she wants to be. Like she's that good. They just book her to look like an absolute fool week after week. And at some point, the majority of fans are going to be like, okay, like at some point you can't win that. You can't win that back, and they're not, at least in my mind, because I'm a big Shayna Baszler fan, they're not there yet. But I mean, it's getting close to the point where she's on my screen and I know whatever's happening is probably not going to matter, and it's unfortunate because she's amazing. And it's just, yeah. I was trying to think of something that could maybe be a second one to that, but I think that is where we kind of all were because it's just stupid.
The
Hilarious note left on a donation tonight. Joe's picks are bad.
Leave
Well,
producer
you know what?
Joe alone. Without him, this show isn't even
Unbelievable.
possible. You
The
guys.
disrespect. The damn disrespect.
Last week, Joe was getting ladies asking him for serious relationships. This week, we're trashing his picks.
That was yeah. Was that me? That was I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know who it was.
That was out of nowhere. No, that was for the mighty
me.
one. I think the mighty one was getting some looker. They were looking for him in the comments. It was nice.
Don't worry, I always get ladies asking me out as well.
Oh no. All right.
Well, shoot, on that note, we are about to wrap it up. Josh, tell the people where they can find you, what you've got going on, what you got going up. This is your floor. This is your moment. Own it. I don't know. That's terrible.
That wasn't that bad.
It was okay. You did it. You got there. I got the point. You can find me mainly on Twitter's the easiest place to find me at Josh Robinson _00. I'm always tweeting some nonsense. Sometimes it's about wrestling. Majority of the time lately, it's not about wrestling. It's just about whatever's on my mind. Come chat with me. I'll always interact. As long as you're not a complete turd to me, I'll interact with you. Main content, twitch.tv/Josh Robinson 00. I'm live 4 or 5 times a week. If you're here on Twitch, go and give me a follow. I'm nearly at 500 followers, so I'm halfway to 1,000 nearly. So
awesome.
Get me there. I'm always playing something, whether it's wrestling or non-wrestling related, always trying to have a little bit of a laugh. So that, and I guess the stuff here I do on Love Wrestling seems to be doing fairly well.
Yes.
The legacy of, I focus on, majority of the time it's going to be on women's wrestlers just because I'm more passionate about that. But there will be times where I focus on other things. But I just dropped an AJ Lee video. It's like a condensed essay, I guess you could probably, under 15 minutes. And I just run down some facts and accomplishments and run down a certain performer's legacy. I've done AJ, Mickey, the Bellas, and Stephanie McMahon. Coming up Monday, I've got Beth Phoenix. I'm going to talk about Beth Phoenix and talk about her legacy. It's just an opinion piece, and I always offer a chance to interact, and it seems to be working for Love Wrestling. So you can find that on Love Wrestling's YouTube and wherever else you want to find me. I'm usually around. I'm pretty much.
Yeah, those videos are awesome. They're
If
very enjoyable.
If I may ask, do you do that in one take? You write that down?
If you want to know, yes, I do.
Wow.
Really? That's all. I was listening to the AJ Lee one, and I was like, he is so good at this. Like, it's just one.
I do the intro, and then I just, once I get started on something, and this isn't a brag. I'm going to sound like a cocky little idiot, but it just comes pretty easy to me to talk about stuff that I like.
Because I do mine, and I'm like, oh boy, sometimes I have to go, oops, like I just completely butcher it.
Yeah,
but I'm getting better.
I was good at theater and stuff at school, so it's just naturally kind of easily I can talk. I don't know, as you can tell, I can talk. So if I've got a top topic, I can just kind of go with it, and it's usually one and done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. And obviously, be sure to check out Sunday Night with Spencer.
Yes,
the chat that we talked about in depth. That should be a very good time and a very good talk as well for Mr. Josh. John, you got anything to plug? I know we'll be back here next Thursday with fireworks.
There better be fireworks.
There better be fireworks.
They're not lying to us. No. Just you find me at Wrestling Plug Inc. on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as always. I got the squash match podcast I was doing the other day. I'm trying to compare the greatest women's top 10 that the WWE just put out to NBA basketball players.
Oh,
so far I've done Bailey as Kevin Durant, and the latest one I dropped the other day was Ronda Rousey is Luka Doncic or Trae Young, I guess, because she didn't really have a. It's hard to do because Ronda Rousey's only been around for like a year, and so
Ronda Rousey. None of us picked Ronda.
Yeah,
none of us picked her.
Yeah, no Ronda.
That was probably a missed opportunity, I think.
There are some free agents still on the board if we were
there are.
I'm pretty sure if we were to keep going, I think we'd be here for about 6 or 7 hours.
Oh, yeah. We could do,
We needed to cap it.
Yeah. We had to stop.
Where can they find you on the social medias, my friend John?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Wrestling Plug Inc. Also, today, in honor of this Trevor project, I was trying to come up with a way for the Between Two Beards to do their thing, And since we talked about hydration last week and we're trying to push to get our goal to 1,000, I started the water chug challenge. You can find those videos on Twitter. Basically, just there's links in the description of the videos for the Trevor Project to donate. And if you can't donate, we completely understand. We understand that the means aren't not for everybody, doesn't have the means to make it happen. But if you can at least spread the word. And so if you make a video chugging water, tag 5 people, use our link for the Trevor Project in that, and just let's keep this ball going. And we've had some really awesome videos already dropped today. It was really cool to see the outpour of support and the reach that we've already gotten. So I hope to see that continue to go. That's really all I've got to plug. And like I said, next week, we'll have a special guest. We'll drop that later in the week, so stay tuned for that. And there'll be fireworks, I guess. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm excited for those fireworks. Yes,
we already had fireworks, Josh.
I know.
Here.
Before I do my plugs, I will share that link one more time. It is donate.tiltify.com/@lovewrestlingca/Trevor Project. John said it perfectly. Go there, donate, make awareness, share the video, share the links. We appreciate anybody who already has donated and anybody who is helping out this organization and what we're trying to do this month for Love Wrestling. You can find me on Twitter at Joseph_Poulin Jr. I will be, the War Report, I believe, will be live again this Sunday morning because of the Friday Night Dynamite for the second week in a row. So I have that coming up. We will have Love Reacts for SmackDown. And on, Raw, we're doing a ton of stuff, plus all of Josh's stuff. We got a bunch of stuff. We're always creating a ton of stuff here at Love Wrestling, and it's a ton of quality stuff by a bunch of quality people.
Oh, and Zach will have a react for the NWA.
Oh, the NWA, yes, as well. That is this weekend as well. Yes.
Check that out. He might dance.
Don't say that. He might get angry at you.
Yeah, I might get angry.
Josh, a special thank you for joining in on this whole show. As you can tell, we are 2 huge fans of yours, and just, it's an honor to have you on. It's an honor to call you a coworker, a colleague, and a friend. So thank you for joining. You are welcome back anytime, my friend. You just let us know.
But we won't be calling you champ because you ain't.
Well, you never know. I was just going to say, when you inevitably win this draft,
yes,
we will be in touch so you can pick what the next draft topic will be.
Yes.
But thank you again, Josh, for hopping on. Thank you, Mighty Joe, for producing, the man behind the curtain there. John, we will see you next week for another episode of Between Two Beards. We're out.
Peace.
Later.
My best friends. Some people say we have a power.